Welcome, everyone. Thank you for your patience. We had a little hit. That's why we're starting a little bit late. But trust me, we'll be able to finish up on time as we have planned. If you're there with us, please do leave us a chat in the chat box. If you can hear us, thank you. So on today's webinar, you're going to get remote event manager. Objectives of our webinar, the event management industry is growing 14 years, and this industry is worth over 60 billion worldwide, with an ever-increasing growth rate per year, according to IEG. So we'll quickly do our introductions. My name is Ojugo Ajunwa. I'm a wife and a mom of 2 lovely kids. I'm also a project management consultant and trainer with over 15 years of experience. My roles have been in training in IT, software implementation, digital marketing, and event management. So I have a widespread range of, knowledge that I use in running my business as a consultant. At Right Track, we help organizations and individuals deliver their events using event management best practices. Over time, we have trained over 150 plus event managers in the past 7 years across oil and gas, hospitality, education, entertainment, sports, the healthcare sector, and so on and so forth. I'm also a co-founder at Right Track Consulting. You can find us online. We have a website, on Blogger, on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter, on Instagram, and LinkedIn. You will learn more about us as we move on. So let's learn about you right now. In the chat box on your right, you can tell us your name. If you have experience managing events, you can put a yes or no. What type of events do you manage? We have social events, and also we have corporate events. Do you have any formal training managing events? So you could leave those informations, out there for us, and we would acknowledge you as we see them right now. Can we hear me? If we can, please do chat in the chat box. We also crave you to send out information on your Twitter. Tell them you're attending this webinar from Right Track. Our hashtags are Right Track Social and Event Prof. Thank you. So we'll be looking to meet every participant today on the webinar. Thank you. So we continue. What would you learn in the webinar? Introduction to event management, skills of an event manager, and why do people hire them? How to set up your business in a very short span of time in the next 30 to 90 days. Marketing your event planning business, case studies of successful events, of successful event planners. Then we'll do a live Q&A at the end, and we crave you to, participate with us till the end. It's a good time to tell us to pull out our notebooks and our pens so that you're able to, pick up some points and keep them locked in. We would also take care of your questions at the end of the whole thing. An overview: to double your income, triple your investment in your professional education and your personal development. That's a quote from Robin Sharma. And to actually get, into event planning, you also need to invest in educating yourself, which we'll talk about when we move on into the program. So we are all welcome. If you had a friend that left the conference, maybe someone you invited, you can bring them all back in because we are moving straight into our slides. Thank you, Adora. Thank you, Ronke. Thank you for coming in. Thank you, Lillian. Thank you, Wilson. Thank you, Patrick. You're all welcome. Okay, so pull out your notebook and let's make sure we take some notes. An event can be described as a public assembly for the purpose of celebration, educating, marketing, reunion, even funerals. Yes, people organize funerals with professional event planners these days, especially for famous people. Prominent people in society, they want everything to be done very well. Event management is the application of project management to the creation and development of large-scale events such as festivals, conferences, ceremonies, formal parties, concerts, conventions. And this is according to Wikipedia, and I totally agree with them. Because you need to apply processes to your events to get them working perfectly, all the time. Okay. Skills of an event manager. An event manager should have loads of skills, and then we'll try to narrow down the main ones. Planning events professionally requires certain skills. Some of those skills that are involved in truly great event management are attention to details. You should be someone that completes your tasks. You should be someone that finishes up what you've started. Then creativity. I'm sure we've all gone to events where it was so amazing. Years after, you still remember the look and feel of the hall, how the decor was, how you were served by very polite ushers and things like that. So you need to bring in creativity if you're going to be a professional event planner. And then you should be someone that also takes time to plan and rehearse. So plan, rehearse. Make sure you're not leaving any stones unturned. Usually events fail because, not just in the planning, but maybe in the rehearsing, you didn't notice, loopholes here and there. Multitasking. This is an awesome one because for an event planner, 1 minute you're doing this, the other minute you're doing that. So you should be able to be coordinated, multitask, Know what your task should be for every day. I tell event planners to always carry journals. Sometimes our minds can forget things, but then when you write it down in a journal and so on, you're able to remember. So how many of us have journals that we carry with us, in our normal day life? Let's have your answers in the chat box. A journal is a notebook, in case you don't know what the journal meant. Okay, can we get some feedback? Okay, awesome. That means that Dora has, innate skills in her for event planning. I remember when I was young, my family used to laugh because every time I'm planning my week, Monday should look like this hour I will be doing this, that hour I will be doing that, and then it formed my character. So each day I actually know exactly what I'm supposed to do. So for an event planner, you should know exactly what you're supposed to do at every point in time, because that's why people would pay you. Then budgeting, make sure you understand your finances. You could use something as simple as an Excel sheet to record inflows, outflows. You paid a vendor, record it. You picked an invoice, record it. There was a receipt somewhere, record it. And then you should also be a team player. Remember, for events, you're not the only one doing it, but then you're the one coordinating them. So you should be working with your team, try and learn how to have people skills, try to be the leader, try to be someone that motivates people, and all that. So all of those things work very well if you want to be, a skilled event planner. Okay, next we look at types and styles of event planning. Types and styles of event planning. There are different types of events. Basically, we categorize them into two: social events like the weddings, the bridal showers, the birthdays, the anniversaries, the sporting events, and so on. And then we have the corporate events. The corporate events like the annual general meetings. I'm sure you hear that a lot on television, where corporate organizations are talking about their financials, their financial year, their plans for tomorrow, for their business and things like that. Award ceremonies, company retreats, product launches. Like if Coca-Cola says, oh, we are doing a new Coke that will be strawberry flavored, they will be looking to plan it out as a full event, and all that. Then political rallies, road shows, the list is endless. Then you have styles of event planners. Some event planners come in as freelancers. That means they can work from home. You can do it from anywhere, any location. Some come in as full service event planners, where they have, an office and it's done formally. Some also are off-site planners. I'm sure you recall in Nigeria and in the world at large, destination weddings are in vogue, destination programs and all that. So sometimes event planners will need to go to those sites, to manage those events. And then you have event designers. This one, their own is just to draw up an architecture of what the event should look like. So these are different types and styles of event planners. Okay, so why do you think people hire event planners? Can we have answers in the chat box? Thank you. Answers in the chat box. Why do people hire event planners? Why do you think someone would hire you, pay you to plan their events? Exactly, Adora. They don't want the stress because life could be so busy. People want convenience. They want to outsource all that headache of checking up on these vendors, of being sure, and then beyond the convenience also they don't have the skills. So that's what we'll be talking about next. Why will people hire event planners? One, to save out on time because people don't have enough time in the day to plan out their events. So why not they outsource it to a professional? Then you get professional help. Most people lack that necessary skill for planning out their events. I remember in the past, people, when you have like a wedding or a birthday, and it's a large one, you invite the whole extended family. You have your grandma cooking, your aunties serving, and things like that. But then in today's world, some people don't have that time to offer that help anymore. So that's why people also hire professional help. Then you will save money, when you hire professional planners because professional planners already have a list of vendors that they are already dealing with, and then you can get discounts, from these vendors because these professional planners are already used to dealing with them. Then you also get the right venue. Professional planners know a whole lot about venue suitability, because sometimes you may get a venue and then you didn't check the car park. The car park would not contain 500 guests. The car park can contain only 100 cars. So that's why people, get in their professional planners to do all of this for them. And then you sit back and enjoy the event when you hire a professional planner. Event planners can be likened to an architect. So they try to perfect the event from start to finish. They also create events that never existed, before. So next we look at how to set up your event planning business in the next 30 days or less. So how do you set up your event business? You want to showcase yourself to the outside world. So that's what we are looking at next. Do you know you can start up your event planning or management business small? Yes, because it's not a high-cost business. Most managers or planners start working as freelancers from home, with little or no overhead. You saw in the last slide, where we said styles of planning. You can plan as a freelancer. So how do you start? First, you decide on the vision, the mission, and the goals of your business. Why do we say that? Because you must find your direction, understand what you're supposed to do, before you set up. Decide on the vision of your business, who you want to cater for, your mission, the problem you want to solve, the goals. Maybe for the next 1 year, this is what I want to do with my event planning business, and so on. Then you create your business plan, your business stationery, like your business cards, your letterheads, Why do we say business cards? Because those are very handy. If you go to people's events as well, you can share and network with people and show them your business card. So at the minimum, you have your business card. You can also print out invoices. We actually use an app called the Wave Apps. I think you can find that at waveapps.com. You can write that down, and after the webinar, you go ahead and you take a look at that. They allow you free invoicing, and they make professionally designed, already designed invoices. Then you can also make use of your mobile phone. Mobile phones are now smart these days. That means you can actually host most of what you do from your mobile phone. You can also make use of laptops. But if you don't have a laptop, that doesn't stop you, because you can use, your mobile phone. And then make use of apps. We have some examples there like Trello, like Rike. What do? They help in team collaboration. So that if you're working with a team, you can actually plan your events out as a project and then, collaborate with them, know what they are doing at each point in time. And then a journal, we talked about it in the beginning. A journal, you must also keep a journal. If you don't like writing, if you like typing, you can do this. You can journal out your week, on the apps that I have talked about, the Trello and the Rike. And then you must have internet because you need to connect to the world out there, and probably a printer as time goes on. Then what other things do you need? You need to understand the skills required for you to, create a professionally done event, at the end of the day. And that's where Right Track Consulting also comes in. We offer both classroom, that's on-site training, and then online training, that's off-site, depending on wherever you are. Some people are with us from the UK today. You can still attend classes online. For those in Nigeria, you can attend classroom. So we have also a WhatsApp and a closed Facebook group that supports our students as they set up their businesses. Then you also need to research venues. Before you start, you have some homework to do. Research the type of venues you think your clients would ask for. Visit hotels, ask them for their rates, collect their rate cards, research pricing. How much do other event planners charge? You can sit back, even from the internet, from Google, you could do data research on what other event managers charge. Then research vendors. Remember, as the event manager, you're not the decorator per se. You're not the photographer. You're not the cake maker. But then you're coordinating all of these people to orchestrate an event. So research the people you will be using. If possible, visit the cake maker impromptu when, she's not all well organized and all. Taste a piece of what she has for the day. Research your food vendor. Taste what they have impromptu, so that you know whether they still have the same consistency in quality and delivery. Then research your teams. What are teams? Event teams are how you want an event to look like. Some people will say, oh, it's a buffet, it's a cocktail, or it's a black and white event. That means you come dressed in anything black and white, or it's an all-white event, or it's a Hawaiian styled event. That means women there will be wearing flowers, on their head and things like that. So research teams you can create, for your events. Events don't need to be dull and boring. These teams make them come alive. I've had a client talk about their organization set up an African themed AGM, where everybody came in their African attire. They even drank from calabashes, they ate with their hands and things like that. And even the menu, also matched the theme. They ate local dishes, with their hands, and it was so much fun. So try to research, teams and stuff like that. Okay? Then interview team members. People can come in to help you as volunteers. You'll be surprised. Young chaps out there, maybe they just finished secondary school or they just finished youth service, they can come in as your volunteers, and then you make sure they are well fed for the event, and then you can give them some money for their tea fare, their transport fare, and so on. Then next things to still look at. You must create a high-level checklist of how you plan your events. Please remember to take note of some of these things we are highlighting. First of all, determine the aim of the event. That means when you meet with the client, you're asking them, okay, what's the aim of the event? Try to understand the perspective of the event from their own, perspective, so that you don't create an event that is not what the client wants. Make sure you ask them all the right questions, even the stupid questions. Then decide your theme. Like I said, it could be African inspired. Decide the decoration and ambience. These are some of the things we teach in our classes. We have, hands-on sessions where we talk about color, coordination, what to do, how to, really make some doll hall look amazing. Then you also look at determining your schedule. Your schedule is the plan of how, the event would go, pre-event, at the event, even after the event. And then you also look at your budget, how much, it will cost you to set up that particular event. Create a marketing plan. Should the event even come from you? I'm sure some of us have also seen event managers create their own event, market it for the public. Some of these comedians do it a lot. They have the night of 1,000 laughs, and, they have it in the UK, in the US, and it's so interesting. They use every platform out there to create it, and people actually, buy their tickets for these events. So create a marketing plan for your event, and then create your risk plan, because you want to be sure that nothing goes wrong. Then make sure we talked about earlier, looking to select your team members, your vendors. Make sure that the right team members, vendors, suppliers, they come into your business directory. And you must also decide how you want to report your events, because if you're working for a corporate client, they would want reports, weekly reports, culminating to when the event actually happens. In our classes, we provide documentation, templates, various tools that you would require to create amazing reports, that look professional all the time for your clients. Remember, you can hang in there to ask questions at the end, where we'll have a live question and answer session. Marketing your event planning business. We want to throw more light on it, because we find that people really don't know how to, get that word out there concerning their events. You need to create a checklist for marketing your business. You must decide your customer profile. For instance, if you want high net worth individuals to be the ones you manage their events and all of that, you need to describe, in clear terms, who that customer should look like. Should it be someone that earns $1,000 a month, or someone that earns $500 a month, or someone that earns $100 a month? So you need to think about your niche, who you want to approach, and all that. You also need to decide your target audience, those that you want to send out your message to, so that you're getting it to the right people, so that your target market can now come out from that target audience and purchase your service. You also need to describe your customer journey map. So these are things we teach in more details, because we can't really pack all of that in the webinar. So your customer journey map, what is it? It's basically how your customer even hears about you in the first instance, and the journey it takes them to actually accessing your service. So those things, we talk about them in real details, when you come into the classes. Then your website. I don't want to scare you and, make it look as if it's going to be so difficult. But in today's world, if you do not have a website, for your business, it will really, really be very difficult to find you online. So your profiles on your website must be clear, without ambiguity, so that people understand what your company or yourself, you can actually do this, like we said, as a freelancer, what you yourself can do. You need to state clearly your services, how people can also contact you. And as you grow your business, you need to create a portfolio, putting pictures of people you've worked for, things you've done. That's how people would find confidence in contacting you for business. Remember, your website is not the social media platforms. And at Right Track, we also do that for our clients. In fact, we have student websites that will show, at towards the end of this presentation. Then your branding. Your branding has to be consistent. Your colors, your logo, everything must match together. And it must create the perception you want for that your customer, that's your potential client. I'm sure if I mention Coca-Cola, we already remember their brand colors. Is it not so? Like red, we already remember what their logo looks like. If I mention Pepsodent, we already know what that toothpaste looks like, the color of the toothpaste and all of that. So you want people to be able to recognize your brand. So you need to put in time, make sure the brand is consistent. It looks the same across every platform. Then your top 3 social media channels, you need to set them up. At the minimum, have a Facebook page for your business. This is free. Facebook is free, but the time to do a good job on it may not be free. But I indulge you to, create a page for your business. Facebook has over 400 billion, over 1 billion point people, on it. And you never know who can find you on those platforms. Instagram has over 400 million people, on it. Twitter has almost 600 million people or so on it. And this keeps, as we are speaking, more people are joining these platforms. And you want to be visible online. So these are some of the basic steps you would need to take, to showcase your business to the larger globe. Then measure what you do at the end of every month. Plan to improve. We indulge you, plan to improve. Don't start a Facebook page, for instance, and you wrote the first month and maybe by December you come back. That is not consistency. Your viewers, your audience, they want you to be consistent. So all of this takes time. Like they say, Rome was not built in a day. So we'll look at some case studies quickly of some successful event planners. We are very conscious of your time. I indulge you to sit back and, let's quickly bring out some more points and wrap this up. Case studies of successful event planners. We have Collections 26. They are in the UK. Zafire Events. This is proudly Nigerian. Sky Planners. This is from Kenya. Purple 12. This is from Ghana. Albihata Designs, they are in Dubai. Noralight Event Company, this was our past student. MK Event Services, our past student. J. Brell Events was also our past student. So we'll see some of their websites as time would allow us. So this is Collections 26. They plan lovely events. You can take a look at their website when the webinar is over. I'm showing you this to help you gain inspiration on, how your own site should look like. Then we have Zafire Events, owned by Funke Buckner. She says wedding planning is big business. This lady, she has done it all. She has done this for 14 years now. And they've been running successfully. She grew it from being a freelancer to where she is now. And she's globally renowned. In fact, CNN featured her some years back, as one of the emerging leaders in the event management industry. Then there is the Sky Planners. You know, they also do very lovely events. They are in Kenya, as you can see from their decor on that table. Then there is Purple Swell. Purple Swell is Ghanaian. They manage weddings. That means they do both social and then the corporate events. And you can do the two, but make sure you understand who your client is in every part of it. Then this is our Bikata Designs. Their own is just the social events. This is a very lovely event they planned recently in Dubai. Then this is On Track. Sorry, let me go back a slide. This is On Track Events. They're in the US and they focus mainly on conferences. You know, you see people managing just conferences, and if you can have like 6 conferences, 4 conferences, 2 conferences, even 1 conference in a year, and it's well planned, you know, you can really do very well with that niche. Then there is Nora Light Events. This is one of our past students from 2 years ago. You know, she flew in all the way to attend the class, and it was very, very good for her because from what she learned, she quickly, you know, went out there and set up her business, and she's running successfully. Then this is Red Sapphire Events. This is from Nigeria. You can also take a look at their website and gain inspiration from it. So basically, those are some case studies, you know, of some wedding planners, some conference event managers, and so on. So benefits of attending training, which is part of what we've said we provide for our students, is to enhance your knowledge. You know, you want to go out there and do it properly. To gain confidence in the industry, should a client ask you, so where were you trained? You want to, you know, be able to confidently tell them, you know, that you have professional training from an organization that has been doing it. You know, we've been doing this for over 7 years, and we have more than 150 people that we have trained over time. And then you speak the language of the industry. You know, every industry has their language. When people ask about the industry, they want to hear you talk the language of the industry. And then you have a proof to show your clients, because we also at the end of training provide you your certificate of training, you know, so that you're able to also show this to clients so that they have that confidence in your ability. And then you enjoy a new network of like-minded people. So what do our classes offer? Our curriculum is robust. We have global best practices for project management, for event management. So we offer you that best practice so that you're doing it as it should be done. And then we also offer hands-on projects, you know, so that while you're in class, you know, you're able to practice, you know, on your own chosen events and lots more. For further details, you can look at our website, www.righttrackconsult.com.ng. Our training formats, time frames, the cost, and how to register. So we'll just talk about this quickly. Enroll for a free module of our online project professional event management masterclass, and you can do this on or before August 8th. We have a class batch that will start on August 15th. The first module of the course is actually free, and we can deliver it to you if you register immediately after the webinar, you know, on or before the 8th of August. So the first module is delivered free. So how do you register? You email us at info@righttrackconsult.com.ng, and the email topic should read Online Professional Events Management Masterclass. Kindly share this information, you know, with your colleagues and friends. Would really appreciate that. Someone asked for the duration of the class. The total course duration is 4 weeks, from August 15th to September 15th. We meet 8 times in that period, Tuesdays and Fridays. So we have an enclosed Facebook group that would meet to have our discussions, but then you will log into our application to attend the classes. On the Tuesdays and Fridays, we meet for 2 hours on each of those days. Assignments usually come in on Mondays. The course fee, the total course fee for the other modules is $99, or if you're in Nigeria, 35,000 naira, and this is for the online version of the course. Part payments are also allowed. For classroom training, you can contact us on the email address to learn more. So bonus offers, some more bonus offers for you. We have 15 minutes consultation through our Skype address. The Skype address out there is Right Track Consult. For the first 10 people that email us, for event management advisory on or before 5th of August, that's Friday. And then remember to enroll for the free module. We can only take on 20 slots for the free module. So share with as many of your friends as you can. Thank you so much for being very attentive, throughout the duration of the webinar. So there we go. We still have 10 minutes for your questions and questions that you can send in on the chat box. We'll quickly take them in the next 10 minutes. So feel free and, type in your questions on the chat box. Thank you. Please also take part in our poll. It's also on the right-hand side of your screen. Would really like that. Thank you. Yes, Lillian. Yes, we do. Awesome. That's fine. No. Eminike, no. We also offer classroom. Okay. I think some upcoming dates will be very good at this time. Let me quickly get that off the... Okay. In Nigeria, we train in 3 locations: Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja. So these are the dates for the upcoming ones. Okay, we will do. Okay, awesome, MNK. Ikeja in Lagos, Ikeja in Lagos. Okay. In Abuja, Zone 3, Wuse. And then in Port Harcourt, Rumola Road is in a very good location as well. Port Harcourt. Okay. Any other questions? Please feel free to ask your questions. I hope this was valuable for you. If it was, please drop us a line in the chat box. We'll be logging off soon. Okay, Lillian, thank you. We'll do that. Okay, how you go about charging for an event? First of all, like we said, you need to think what caliber